Hello one and all, Gandalf0987 here, and this is going to be a short video. Won't take too long because this is my Game Boy Advance collection, and basically it's not that big, so I don't think it's going to be... Get out of the way, Gracie. I'm on the floor, so she's always in the way, but this shouldn't take too long. Alright, so first off, this is my only box game. I did have one other one. I think I sold it. It was Pac-Man World or something. It is complete in there. I'd rather not open it up right now. It's kind of a mess. It's in like new shape. It does some dings, but this is a fun game. When I discovered it, I found it had pretty good 3D, and then I actually enjoyed playing the game. It's not a great game, but it's not bad either. So I really like it. As you can see, it's got like 3D graphics. My camera isn't so great at zooming in, sorry. So some of these I want to save for later to show you guys because they're unique. But I basically own all the games that I really enjoy to play. In fact, one game I have 2 copies of because it's a personal favorite. Let's see. Okay. Frogger's Adventure, got this from eStarland. It's really inexpensive. It's an okay game. To be honest, for how cheap it is, you can find it for $1, $2, $3 loose. So I would recommend picking it up because it's just fun. It's just a fun little game. And then we got Broken Sword. Definitely a hidden gem, a personal favorite of mine. This is also on the DS, I believe. And I know for sure it's on the PlayStation. They made 2 of these games. This is the first one, called The Shadow of the Templars. It uses animated backdrops, similar to like you see in Resident Evil, where you control the character, move them around, and the background scenes are pre-rendered, except in this game they're animated. Beautiful animation, looks really good on the Game Boy. The music is good. Would definitely recommend it. I would like to get this game complete in box. So yeah, it's a fun little title. I'm still playing it, haven't beaten it yet. Just played it yesterday or the day before, I believe. So it's a fun little game. I did have a lot more Game Boy games, but I've sold some of them. These are just my advanced games. I'll show my older games in another video. This was only $2 at a store, which doesn't exist, sadly. It was a game store in my area. Game & Watch Gallery 4. I would highly recommend this. See if you can get it for cheap because it isn't very rare. It has the Game & Watch games that Nintendo made back in the day. You can play the original versions, or you can play some remixed versions, which have much better graphics, and it's just a nice change of pace. Lots of fun. There's a lot of games on this. I couldn't tell you how many. There's some, for sure, but there's about 10 or more. Let's see, Super Monkey Ball Jr. This is a total hidden gem, one that some people for some reason don't talk about. It got okay reviews. I think it deserves higher reviews. This game has 3D graphics on the Game Boy, and I would recommend you looking it up just to see what it looks like. It really emulates it very well, and I play this on my Nintendo DS because you get the lighter screen. My Game Boy has the front lit, and you can really tell the graphics, and the gameplay is solid too. I mean, you use the D-pad, of course, to move, tilt the board, but you can tilt it at a slower pace by holding down the B button or the A button for faster tilt. It works really well. It looks great. It's just really challenging. Tons of levels to play. Highly recommend this game. I would like to get this one complete. It is a lot of fun. Wolfenstein 3D, found this at a good price. It goes up in value for some reason. A lot of times if you'll find this game, it's a little hidden known thing. I don't know why, but it must be something to do with the printing. There's a line right here. It's hard to see because of the light, but it will be faded right here often, right in between the Nintendo logo here and up. Mine is barely faded. It's in good shape. For some reason, most copies of this game, it's faded right there, so don't be surprised if you see that. This is actually a solid port. You'll see it's actually developed by BAM, or ported by BAM, the same as Broken Sword. Really good port, solid game. It's got the music intact, sound effects sound just like they should. I recommend it if you like that game. I'm a fan of that game, that's why I like it. I really like having Wolfenstein on the go, so that was a must-own for me. Here's another first-person game, kind of similar to Wolfenstein graphically, but not. Some people argue the graphics are horrible. This game does run kind of slow for a first-person game. It's very slow. I actually enjoy it. I don't know why. I find it intriguing. When I play it, I get involved in it. I think it works pretty well. So that's a game that uses 3D graphics. Let me see if I can find another one, if I have one. I don't think I do. Stuntman uses 3D graphics. I love the PS2 version. This one's a little different. It does try its best to be what that game is, and I think it pulls it off pretty well for a Game Boy version, though. So, worth checking out if you're interested in that kind of a thing. Not a bad little port. Namco Museum, can't go wrong with this. I mean, it's got the Pac-Man, it's got the Dig Dug, it's got Galaga, Galaxian. I believe just those 4 games, maybe one more. It's solid. I mean, it's fun. I can pop it in and play every now and then. It's one I definitely get some playtime out of. Activision Anthology. This is hard to find for some reason. This is the Atari 2600 Activision games. There's a lot of games on here. I mean, about 30 or more. There's even some prototypes. It's really unique, really interesting. It pulls off the games excellent. You can play in black and white mode or regular color mode. And yeah, they emulate perfectly on the Game Boy, which makes sense since they're so old. I do like to play this from time to time. My favorites are Plaque Attack, Barnstorming, of course River Raid. A lot of good ones on there. Now this one's okay. This is super easy to find, really inexpensive, but a pretty good find. It's Konami Collector's Arcade Advance, and hopefully I can remember all the games on it. It's got Gyruss, Yie-Ar Kung Fu. Oh, what else is on here? The ones I always play is Yie-Ar Kung Fu. I'm really sorry, guys. I should remember better what's on here. And right now, it just escapes me. Maybe I'll think of it later. I think there's 4 games on here. I believe there's 5. Frogger is on here. Frogger is one of them. Yes, that was originally a Konami game, believe it or not. It's worth it. It's worth the money. That game's really cheap. You can get it for $2 for the cartridge or less. This one's not so cheap. Gradius Galaxies, for some reason, getting harder to find. You probably can find it for about $10. I got mine for 10, but I got it from GameStop. Most of the time online, you'll see this for 20. It's a solid shooter, as you would expect. That's one of the games that came out right when the console came out. Here's Sega Smash Pack. It has 3 games: Golden Axe, Sonic, Spinball. Here we go again. I can't remember the 3rd game. I hate that. I hate that I can't remember that. There's 3 games on here though. I can't remember. Echo the Dolphin is the 3rd one. So it's Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe, Sonic Spinball. Pretty good games. They're ported well. Also very cheap and easy to find game, by the way. So it's worth checking out. Boulder Dash EX. Not sure if this is hard to find or not. This does have the old Commodore version of Boulder Dash, which is, for me, was the must-buy. I had to get this because of that. It is hard to play. I mean, it's hard to figure out some of the commands for me. Ultimate Beach Soccer, I just got this because it's really rare and hard to find for some reason. It's a personal favorite. Sega Arcade Gallery. Excellent games. Outrun, Afterburner, Space Harrier, and Super Hang-On. All emulated extremely well. Definitely worth looking into if you like the old games. You can tell I like the old games a lot. Batman Rise of Sensu. I thought I had Batman Begins, but I don't. This is a good game. Solid platformer. Donkey Kong Country, what can I say? It's the port of the SNES game. Very well ported over. Always fun to play. Mario versus Donkey Kong. This game is just a hidden total top 10 game for the Game Boy Advance. You gotta play it. I won't say much about it. You just have to check this out. It's so much fun. It's the sequel to the old 1994 Game Boy Donkey Kong. Zelda the Minish Cap. I haven't completed this game, but I have played it. This will definitely get you involved like Zelda games do. Lots of fun. Watch out, there's a lot of fakes of this game out there, so try to find the real one if you can, unless you don't care about buying a fake. Blackthorn, this is one of those Blizzard games that they brought to the Game Boy, just like Rock and Roll Racing and Lost Vikings. So this plays like the Super Nintendo one. Kind of hard to find. Gunstar Heroes. Got this in a lot. This came with Blackthorn and one other game, which I think I sold. Gunstar Superheroes. Developed by Treasure. Total hidden gem. Excellent game. Excellent game. Now, probably my personal favorite, possibly favorite game on Game Boy of all time, Astro Boy Omega Factor. I wish this was easier to find. It is hard to find. Beautiful graphics, excellent gameplay, totally just worth every penny that you pay for it. I have 2 copies of this game. Nothing else like that. So I'm almost done, guys. These 2 are Chinese knockoffs. And as you can tell, they're not quite right. You see the E on every one is the wrong size. It's hard to tell with my camera. My camera will zoom in. The Nintendo is wrong. The coloring's wrong. The cartridge plastic is cheaper. Now I will say these do work. A lot of people don't like them, but they do work just fine. I don't know what else to say. That some people say the batteries don't save. I haven't had that issue. Got Mario Kart Super Circuit. If you're in a pinch and you want to get some of these cheaps, you can find them online easily. They're really inexpensive, but keep in mind they're not the actual cartridge, so their value isn't really high. I hope you guys enjoyed my Game Boy Advance collection. I'll see you next time.